There is a kind of loneliness that is loud, the one that makes you scroll endlessly through your phone, call people just to hear a voice, or step into a crowded cafe hoping the noise will fill the silence inside you. And then there is another kind, the quieter, more dangerous kind of loneliness, the one you don't admit to, the one you bury beneath work deadlines, social smiles, perfectly curated Instagram stories, and conversations where you laugh on cue. This loneliness does not shout, it whispers. It shows itself when you are brushing your teeth in the morning, staring into the mirror, realizing you don't quite recognize the person looking back. It appears when you sit down at the dinner table and there's nobody asking you how your day was. It creeps in at night when the world is asleep and the silence becomes a mirror reflecting the emptiness you've been trying to ignore. The truth is, many of us carry this hidden loneliness like a secret bank account, an emotional overdraft we never talk about. We don't want people to know, because loneliness feels like failure. To say I am lonely sounds like saying I am unworthy of love or connection or closeness. And so we cover it. We cover it with busyness, with ambition, with little purchases that give us a short-lived high, or with distractions that keep us from noticing what is missing. But here's the secret. Healing begins not when you hide loneliness, but when you acknowledge it. Loneliness is not a flaw. It is not a stain on your worth. It is an invitation, a reminder from your soul that something is out of balance. It is telling you softly that you need connection, not just with others, but with yourself. There is a paradox here. When we feel lonely, we often search for someone else to come and fix it. A partner, a friend, a new group, a new social circle. But the truth is, the most dangerous form of loneliness is not being without others. It is being disconnected from yourself. It is when you no longer sit with your own thoughts without judgment, when you stop listening to your inner voice, when you silence your emotions because you are afraid of what they might say. Think about it. How many times have you felt lonely even in a room full of people? That's because loneliness is not about numbers. It is about resonance. You feel lonely when your inner world is not seen, not acknowledged, not expressed. Healing begins the moment you dare to turn inward and say, I see you. I hear you. I am here with you. There are ways to begin this healing, and none of them require a grand dramatic act. Sometimes healing loneliness is about the smallest choices, repeated with intention. It could be the choice to sit quietly with your journal and pour out every thought, even the messy ones, onto paper. It could be the choice to take yourself on a walk without your phone and notice the way the sky looks, the way the leaves move, the way life around you still breathes, even when you feel stuck. It could be the choice to cook a meal just for yourself and set the table beautifully, not because someone is coming over, but because you are worthy of beauty even when no one is watching. It is also about the connections we dare to cultivate. Loneliness thrives on silence, on the moments we don't say what we're really feeling. To heal, you must practice opening those doors, just a little. It could be telling a friend, I've been feeling a little empty lately. It could be reaching out to someone not with the usual small talk, but with a deeper question. How are you really? The truth is, when you show your own loneliness, you give others permission to show theirs, and that is where real connection grows. Forgiveness plays a part too. Some of our loneliness is rooted in old wounds, relationships that broke us, betrayals that made us retreat, losses that left us guarded. When you do not forgive, you keep yourself tied to the past. You build walls, thinking they will keep you safe, but in reality, they keep you alone. Forgiveness does not mean you condone what happened. It means you choose to unclench your heart, to release the weight, to let love find you again. There is another truth I want you to hold on to. Loneliness is not permanent. It is not a life sentence. It is a season, a messenger. And like every season, it shifts. Your soul has an immense capacity for renewal, for building new connections, for creating warmth where there was once cold. But to reach that renewal, you must learn to stop running from the silence. Sit with it. Treat it as a teacher. Ask it, what are you trying to show me? Maybe it is teaching you that you have abandoned your creative side, the part of you that once painted or wrote or danced. Maybe it is showing you that your relationships are shallow and you long for depth. Maybe it is reminding you that you've been performing strength for too long, and it's time to let someone see your weakness. When you begin to listen, the loneliness slowly transforms. It becomes less of a void and more of a guide. It points you toward what your heart truly longs for. And the more you follow that compass, the less heavy it feels. There is an image I want you to hold. Imagine your soul as a house with many rooms. Some rooms are filled with laughter and light. Others are dark and closed, collecting dust. Loneliness is that knock on the closed door. It is asking you to open it, to step inside, to bring air and light into a space you've been avoiding. The healing comes not from inviting the whole world in immediately, but from learning to inhabit your own house fully, lovingly, without shame. In time, others will walk into those rooms too. But first, it must be you. And as you do this, remember that the human heart is never meant to remain in isolation. We are wired for connection. That is why conversations, hugs, eye contact, shared silences, all these small things matter more than we realize. They are not trivial. They are the deposits we make in each other's invisible emotional bank accounts. Every time you offer kindness, every time you allow vulnerability, every time you listen without judgment, you are weaving threads that make the fabric of belonging. So, if you are watching this and carrying a loneliness you haven't admitted to, let this be your moment of honesty. Say it quietly to yourself. Yes, I feel it. And then say, but I am not broken. I am learning. I am opening. I am healing. Because you are. Your loneliness is not the end of the story. It is the turning point. It is the chapter where you begin to come home to yourself, and in doing so, you create the space for others to truly find you too. And one day, you will look back on this season and realize that the loneliness you once hid was actually the doorway to the deepest connection of your life, the connection with your own soul.